Pero bago natin simulan, alam mo bang isa ang 1xBet sa mga leading betting company sa buong mundo? Kaya naman wag nang magdalawang isip pa at tumalpak na.
CJ winning at home proving to be a tough challenge at the moment for all teams in the NBL. Does that just show how even this competition is and that you just cannot go to sleep in any quarter in any given night?
Yeah, I said it all along. I thought from game one that when we beat Phoenix over in the States, I said our league is good. Like, it's powerful, it's a tough league. You guys should respect it a little more around the world, and you see how close it is this year. And yeah, for every game, it's a battle. It's a battle to win from first to last. It's, you still got to fight and punch. Games are going to overtime and double overtime, and it's always going to be a fight all the way to the end. But I thought, like, everyone wants to play well at home and excited to be at home, and yeah, playing from behind hurts. And but I think we did a nice job of crawling back in the game and tying it up at halftime, even though we didn't have a lead for very long. But I thought the energy to get back into it and the way that we shared the ball and play with that passion, and the energy from the crowd also gave us a little bit of a punch too.
And that was really evident through the game that you were able to work your way back into it. Let's talk about Bryce Cotton. Did an outstanding job guarding him through about 3 and a bit quarters, wasn't it? And then he just got away from you. Did they do anything different that disrupted your defensive systems? Because we saw you throw 4 different bodies at him all the time, and tonight Perth found all their other shooters tonight as well.
Yeah.
It made it very difficult to keep that going. What happened there in that last quarter that just he got away?
Yeah, well, I mean, game plan is no different. Like, we try to stay attached to him and make him work and earn every bucket, as most teams do. He's a hard check, and at the end of games, that Bryce is going to be around, and he's sniffing, he's looking for blood, and he's on or off, but they're hunting for him now. And Manic, I think, to not lose track of Bryce, but Manic came in and had a great game for them, and his catch and shoot and shot the ball well, and he was due for a game, and I was hoping it wasn't against us, and he got open and got some open looks and got confidence, and that carried over. And as that fourth quarter came, it's we didn't do a number at the end of the game, like shooting 40% from the 3-point line. That's tough to swallow, but guys get hot, and there's guys make some tough shots. It wasn't like they were all uncontested and wide open. But I thought, again, coming back to us, yes, we threw bodies and we changed, and we played 2 games this week, and like most teams, like Wildcats, but everyone came in and did their part. There's a couple of assignments that you lose because you're thinking about team rules and things break down, and you're like, well, the ball's gone that way, and what am I doing? But that happens in most games.
That's a timely point, because I was actually going to ask Sunday about that with the team rules and that. It's really difficult when someone like the other shooters coming off Bryce Cotton and they're making shots. Does that just get mentally into your head when you're part of that core defensive unit that's trying to shut down superstars?
No, because you got to think of next play mentality. I think if you dwell on the previous play, then they're going to get loose again and get open. At the end of the day, we've got team rules that we stick to and shots that we're going to give up. And I think we did a great job for 3.5 quarters there. Then on the back end, we let a couple threes loose. And team that shoots 40% from the 3 at the end of the game, you're kicking yourself a bit. Just where did we go wrong? Where did we slip up? But just to answer your question, you got to think of the next play and how you can be better there. Because if you dwell on it too much, then they're going to hit another open one.
Thanks, Sunday. Thanks, CJ.
CJ, obviously you did well to dig your way out of that hole early, but what went wrong there? What did you identify? Obviously it was a bunch of turnovers, which probably what it wasn't very good to say, but was that pretty much what it was, that you just didn't take care of the ball? Yeah,
well, taking care of the ball, there's a handful of shots there. I think we had just as many turnovers as we did points at one stage, and it's like we got shots up. Clearly, even if 2 of them touch the rim, one of them you get back and make a play. It's a little closer than what it is right there. But coming locked in. We've had a couple of games where we've had some high turnovers, and trying to go. Now we've got a little time to go and work on doing some things and be sharpen up, so we're ready for Melbourne.
And what was the reasoning behind Craig Randall starting on the bench today? Was it just that you liked the look of the 5 you saw in Illawarra, tomorrow and you wanted to keep that momentum going?
Well, we just played a game and we've come home. We haven't practiced, and I wanted to go with the group and get off to a start. And we didn't get off to a flying start, but it was this is how I wanted to start, and as a coach, and it's what I wanted to do. I know he didn't like it or agree with it, but it's like it's just more of, hey, this is what we're doing, and let's go get it. And I thought he came in off the bench and sparked us and got after it, which was really good.
And Sunday, when Bryce is going in that fourth quarter, do you feel like it's one of those things? I mean, you're obviously an elite defender, but there wasn't much you could do at certain times. You did have a hand in his face. And you know, he was just going to catch fire at some stage eventually.
Yeah, look, I mean, Bryce is a great player. You know, obviously he's been the benchmark in the league over a number of years, and I think for us it's just making it hard for him. You know, I think we did that for 3 and a bit quarters, and once he sees one go in, you know, the next one, you know, is going up, and it's about just making it tougher for him and trying to force him into the paint. He got loose on a couple of shots, but the majority of the game we did quite well, you know, and I think that's what we'll stick to. We'll stick to our game plan and stick to the things we know was going to work at a high level. And, you know, I think for those shots, he was 5 of 18 from the field. So we got to take that into account and know that we did do our job. You know, and he let loose on a couple, but we'll live with it.
G'day, CJ. Yeah, just looking across the first 7 games, I just wonder how you've assessed your first 7 games of the season overall.
Yeah, it's been up and down. I think it's hasn't been our best performance clearly at home. We've been on the road a lot and we've had some good road wins, but it's where we sit right now is we need to come together, and we've got a few things to go and work on so that the next 5 games or next 7 games that we can put ourselves in a better position than where we are.
How are you going to, what are you going to do with that international break? Are you going to sort of freshen the guys up a bit, or are you really going to work hard to drill down on some of the things you want to work on?
You've got to do both, right? Like we've been away, and a lot of our guys played not only the off-season but the FIBA window, and we still have some playing in the FIBA window. So to get them freshen up and to be able to work on a few things that can sharpen us up for this next part of the season is key. So finding that balance is definitely important, and I'll be talking to my support staff but making sure that they get some rest time, because we got clinics and promos and things like that to do as well, like most teams do.
And Mitch and Kai, is it, who are your other guys travelling?
Jamie and yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. How do you manage those 2 boys?
Well, yeah, been talking with Mitch just on where they're at, and travelling that far, it's making sure that he gets some rest time. I think he's flying back into Brisbane when they get done. So yeah, it's something that we'll work towards and make sure that he's definitely fresh and ready to go when we start back up.